Hi, Aquarius. So welcome to your reading. My name is Edgar Mendez, and this is my channel. And today we're going to be doing a reading focused on what are your person's biggest regrets about you. This is actually one of my favorite readings. It's a very healing reading because it allows you to forgive them. All right. But yeah, let's see. I do have angel healing out this Friday. If you're interested, free to book. Also have private readings and services up as well as new guided meditations. Do check them out if you are interested in that. And yeah, don't forget to like and comment. It helps yours truly out greatly. So let's see. Can you tell me? Let's see. We have Saint Germain who's going to be answering the today. Saint Germain, can you tell me what is Aquarius person's life like right now? So they have the same friends around them. They have the same type of situations around them. This is someone whose life that has shifted internally. Like this is someone who's gone through a lot of internal changes. They've gone through a lot of internal work, but it's not really manifesting in their outside reality. The reason for this is they're holding on to things that they need to let go of. So I completely understand. All of us, we want to hold on to stuff, or you want to like hold on to it and then wait for something better to come. Like I truly get, like logically, that seems like a real good plan, but logic never gets you anywhere in this world because logic doesn't make sense, right? Things work differently than our logic, and this is someone who's kind of holding on to their friends, their work scenarios, their life circumstance, and they're waiting for the better things to come, and they have worked at healing themselves, but it's not coming. Why is that? There's no room in their life for this to come. So you have someone whose life should be changing. It should be growing. They should be elevating themselves. In fact, I see their vibration being up here, but their circumstances are down here that they're holding on to. So guess where their vibration is? It's like basically here. So if they were to let that go, they shoot up like a rocket. But they don't want to. I think that's how they're giving it to me. At least Saint Germain is that they logically think if they're waiting for that better thing. Oh, that's it. Then they'll leave it alone, right? But we need to push that out of our life, leave room, and then start to attract it in, right? And they don't get that. But logically, it would make sense to wait, right? Why leave an empty seat? Empty for so long, like who knows when that will get filled, but they don't trust either, I suppose, but it is there, right? Is there anything else like about this person's, like about that situation that you want to bring up? That is it. They do read a lot. They're reading books. I see them reading self-help books, or maybe, or something like that, or books that better yourself. It's interesting. I won't say anything about it, right? But like if you feel attracted to reading a book like that, read it. There's something there for you. But I won't say anything else about it. Okay, I just won't. But anyway, I see them reading books. But this is in some ways kind of perpetuating the very problem that is their life right now. This is someone who they kind of need to put that away. They kind of need to put their friends away, that workplace scenario. They need to leave enough room to have the ideas to come in, to have the energy to come in, so that they can start to have that change. They do want change in their life, but they're not seeing it, and they're wondering why. Oh, I solved it real quick, but they'll never know, I suppose. But it's because of them holding on to stuff. And it's kind of crazy. I see this happening all the time with people, and I truly get, right? I don't know why people hold on to things they've outgrown, right? And that includes people, but they do often, do they not? Anyway, is there anything else about this person's life that you want to bring up? Books, TV, stuff like that. They have a bit of a rhythm. No, yeah, I think it is a rhythm, right? It's like they have like their weeks are right, that they have are very similar. And so they go out and they stay in certain nights. They read books, blah blah blah. So they're in that bit of a rhythm. And guess what happens when we're in, like, our weeks and days are the same, are virtually the same? Guess what happens? Everything stays the same. because time doesn't mean change, right? Our energy means change. So it's important. And this is for some of you as well, right? Why does my life stay the same? Why aren't things changing for me? You got to change that vibration, girl, right? So that's kind of it, right? Or boy, right? That's it. So this is someone who's just not, they're just not changing enough to get the change they want. So it's funny. They're not changing their vibration. Anyway, anything else that you have? I think that's it. Let's see. How does this person feel about Aquarius? They have deep feelings for you. When this person thinks about you, their heart flutters. No, that's not quite right. When they think about you, I see gold um uh molecules like just like appearing on their heart. When you kind of have that scene in a movie where there's fireflies and they're just like they shimmer. Doesn't make like they just glow in certain spots like out of nowhere. It's like you can't see them and then boom, they're lighting up and then you can see them. Yeah, when they think about you, their heart does that. It has that firefly moment. Where it's like it has those sparks. I feel like this person has high hopes that you and them are going to be together, whether you are currently in each other's lives or not. They really do have high hopes that this is going to last and move and go forward, or you'll come back together and then do that, right? It kind of feels like this is someone who they're a slow mover. They don't trust the process. One of the first things that I did when I first had my dark night of the soul is I got rid of every single friend. I got rid of everything. I quit the job I was working at as well, and I moved into a new job, and I started to increase exponentially. Like every place. Well, actually, I just had one more job. Then I started doing this, but I was making way more money, triple actually, and then I'm making like triple now, right? And that's how did I do this? Because I was willing to let go and release the things I needed to release. And this is someone who's just, they don't trust that process. And I understand that, right? That fear, but I trusted my heart, and I don't think they trust their heart. So when this person's feelings for you seem to be lighting up when they think about you, I don't think that matters much because I don't think they're someone who follows their heart. I think there's someone who follows their logic. I think there's someone who follows that practicality, and that doesn't get them very far in life. In fact, their life and what they have in their life is it's very much that mirror image of that fact. And so to say this person has deep feelings for you, great. What are they gonna do about it? I don't think they're gonna end up doing much because you have somebody who doesn't want to follow their heart and take those leaps of faith when they feel called to. And it's a bit sad, if you ask me, because they seem to be so ready for that. Like it's like they're ready to take those leaps. They're ready to make those moves and those shifts in their life, but they're not. They're not going to. Let me see what will happen to this person if they do or don't. Not much. They're saying Saint Germain is saying at times the higher self will create a shift if need be, but this person is not in the energy of they don't seem to be like nothing seems to be in the works essentially to create a shift in this person's life. So that's what I see currently. Is there any other feelings that they have towards Aquarius? Their feelings are there, yeah. I think when you are around this person, they are more spontaneous than they actually are. Like how spontaneity is one of those things that everyone likes to think they are, right? Everyone loves to think I am, right? Are you, right? Are you? And I think when you were in this person's life, they were very spontaneous, and And that could be for some of you still are, but when they are around you, they seem to be very spontaneous. They seem to be very much that go-getter. So I think a lot of you may have maybe seen that side of them, but when they're not around you, that's not there. And it's important that you kind of register that in your mind. I hope that makes sense. But it's like there's just that feeling here where it's like, I don't think you're getting who they are when they're not around you, because they seem to be they seem to be basically in a standstill, unless you're creating those shifts, unless your energy is creating those shifts. One thing that they are suggesting is, if you are in no contact with this person, you can connect to their higher self and then have that energetic exchange there, and that energy will trickle into their higher self, their four lower bodies, and they will start to be a little bit more spontaneous. That could help. It is they're saying it's like it's a long shot, but it is something that you may want to consider if you are in no contact. Even connecting to the higher self to give forgiveness and give love and compassion to. That also helps. I remember I was doing a bunch of private readings, and every single one for last week's readings I had to access the higher selves and do the forgiveness component there, and everyone needed it for some reason, but they are bringing that up for you. So you may want to connect. If you ever do my transmissions, I give you a chance to transfer your transmissions into their body, and that also creates an energetic exchange. So if you do listen to my transmissions, you can do that as well, is what they're highlighting. All right. Anyway, so let's see. What is this person's biggest regrets towards Aquarius right now? One of this person's biggest regrets, it seems to be their biggest problem in life, is that they don't follow their heart. It is riddled with fears that keep them from being able to take those leaps and those bounds. It's interesting. You know that I don't know. I am seeing an image of someone who's running, who's like a running pose, and they have balloons. I don't know what that means. I don't know. I don't know what that's for, but I saw that. But it's like this is someone who doesn't listen to their heart. They wish that they had run to you, and that their biggest regret is to not run and not take those leaps and not make those moves in your direction. Their life is better with you in it, and their life is better when they're around you and accessing your energy regularly. They know this. There isn't any doubt here. There isn't any maybe this is all in my head. No. It's like, I know how I feel. I know what my life is like when they're around it, and they're around me. I know that, but this is someone who just doesn't act on that. They don't. It's like, if you are in each other's lives, they're not making it official with you, or they're not kind of driving your connection forward. If you're not in each other's lives, they're not contacting you the way that they feel like they should. And it's not that they think anything of you or like wrong with you, right? This is someone who absolutely knows how they feel, but they can't follow their heart because of the fears. It's deep-seated as well. It comes from ancestral. I see it coming from both sides of the family. I believe the father's side is stronger than the mother, but it is still there. It's just that fear about doing it. I also feel like this person, I know what they're saying. Their parents conditioned them to not express themselves the way that they naturally feel they should express themselves. And it's conditioned into us from the earliest years of life that you can't do this. Stop crying, right? Don't throw a tantrum, or I don't know. You know how we're constantly conditioned. You got to act this way. You got to be this way. We don't get how devastating that is to our own divine expression, right? Our own self-expression. You want to throw a tantrum? That's how you work through stuff. Throw a damn tantrum. Who the F cares, right? But we're conditioned to not do that, and then we don't really have that experience, and then we're not able to move through stuff as quickly or ever because of that. So this applies to them wanting to express themselves to you, but they've been reprimanded so many times that they express themselves wrong, or wrong to their parents anyway. And this is something that they have like this massive block that keeps them stuck. Where is it coming from? Their childhood experience that's conditioned them to act and behave a certain way. And they would be very different. You know how people, we call them quirky or eccentric. Those are people who are closer in alignment with their divine self expression, and all of us are that, right? We all have that, and it's conditioned away from, most people, right? They're giving me 98.6% of people. It's just completely conditioned away where everyone is reserved and is keeping themselves in that composure. But that's not our natural state. It's what we're just conditioned to be. But the regret is to not express themselves the way that they truly feel and want to express themselves to you. All right. I also feel like this person regrets not making you an offer or making things more official with you as well. But this is someone who really wishes that they had acted when they had sooner and when without hesitation, and making you an offer sooner without hesitation, and without that conditioning they would have. And that's a fact, right? But because they were conditioned, and it seems quite well, by the way, they don't do what they feel they naturally want to do, or they naturally want to express themselves. Anyway, let's see. Is there anything else? Like, what is this person's next move towards them? I actually feel, which is interesting because I didn't feel this, that you are likely to get an offer from this person. I see it with balloons. I don't know. I don't know what this means. But I see it with balloons. Them taking a leap towards you with balloons. What that means in the end, I have no idea. But it does feel like this person wants to make you an offer. And let me see what percentage. About 60% of you, 6 out of 10 of you, I see an offer coming in. Some kind of gesture, at least, as well. Any last guidance that you have for Aquarius? Yes, they want you to reflect on expressing yourself, and how we sometimes compose ourselves. It's interesting. One of the things that we do naturally that is actually suppressing our divine self-expression is keeping ourselves from crying. I know it seems like a crazy thing, right? Because, well, we don't always want to cry, right? Or we're not at home to cry, blah blah blah. Yeah, that is one of the easiest ways to really look and like, oh, I am definitely suppressing my divine self-expression, or the way that I feel I should express myself. You want to cry, you cry. Now, I don't know what to tell you, you do it, right? But it's something to think about, that they want you to just reflect on. Are you doing that? You are, obviously, right? You do need to work through that. That is one of the keys to self-love. It's one of the higher states of self-love, by the way, as well. It's one of the it's quite a significant leap from, like, being 100% self-love, and this self-expression is higher up the totem pole. So just keep that in mind. Is there anything else that you want to say for guidance for Aquarius? Keep your head up. They're saying for you to think outside the box, especially for those who are having a stagnant connection with this person, or you're in no contact. Think outside the box here. There are solutions that are just waiting to come out of the woodwork for this connection. So just keep your mind and eyes open to that, all right? I want to thank you, Aquarius. Please don't forget to like and comment, and check out my services as well as angel healing if you are interested in that for this Friday. And take care. Bye, Aquarius.